Councilwoman Davis Holmes, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You need to hear the rumors that are flying around regarding the possibility of firing the City of Carson city manager. First, let me say your track record is not good. What is this, something like 4 or 5 city managers in the last 5 years? Now, rumor has it that the result of Jim, you being upset and think that the city manager only listens to Lula. He doesn't do what you want, so you and Alito are unhappy. My take on this version is too bad. Maybe the city manager is doing his job well and that he takes action on those things that are good for the stakeholders of Carson and not the potential illegal and misguided directions from the council. Rumor 2 has it that the wife of the city manager innocently took a potluck meal to Alito Santorina's headquarters kickoff. I say innocently because my understanding is she was encouraged or invited to do this by Trini from your management staff. I also understand that the city manager was out of town at the time, but has in the past advised employees that it's not in the best interest to be involved in the campaigns. Now, which version is it you're working with, or is there another version? Who knows? Do you realize that we have already had numerous complaints, settlements, lawsuits, etc. regarding city employees? Are you not opening up the city to more litigation? Just look at the lawsuits filed by a former employee that Alito allegedly ordered fired, and his defended a friend or a neighbor, even though this neighbor allegedly shoved that employee and uttered the N-word. Now, I suspect, Jim, you will say something like, Vera, you're just sour grapes because we didn't appoint you to the vacant seat. And before you get a chance to have the last word at my expense, let me share with the public the so-called process you played with. First, I met with all of the council members for favorable consideration of my appointment. After all, I bring to the table a wealth of experience and knowledge. However, in my office on 213th Street, I met with you and Zeke, and the first thing you asked me was, would I be willing to fire the city manager? Well, my response did not please you. That was just one of the many distasteful conditions you placed on the appointment. After telling me you wanted to appoint Aline Harris, you said she doesn't have the votes, but would have a tough time winning the election in March. You wanted my endorsement of the race for you for city clerk. You're 62 years old and needed the retirement package. In addition, I was supposed to support you when you came back in 2017 as mayor. On another note, I was approached by 2 union representatives at a council meeting representing AFSCME and IBEW, in which they wanted me to stand down and not seek the appointment. They wanted Aline Harris to get the appointment because she couldn't win the election, and that if I ran for the March election, I would get all the union support and money to make.
Mr. Randall? You may do that, certainly.